And then a light bulb went off. All along, I had been trying to put the puzzle together with the wrong pieces. I thought by being successful that I could conquer all those emotions, or lack thereof. Sam Simmons and Charles Dixon at Healing Generations, they gave me the tools to start to piece this thing back together. And to make sure that I don't lose those pieces, I still stay connected with Healing Generations and through my counseling with Tom. I stand here today better, but my puzzle isn't complete. Still a work in progress, just like many of you in here today. But now I have the right pieces. I'm the happiest I've ever been in my life. And the funny thing is, I've lost over $4 million in this process. Something my aunt once used to always say to me. She says, Denasia, I'm glad that you don't have as much money as you had before because it overshadowed your heart. I attribute my success to the family partnership and Healing Generations, specifically Sam Simmons and Charles Dixon back there at table 25. I thank all of you for your continuing encouragement and inspiring me to deal with those traumas in healthy ways and by remaining sober. I thank you all for your time and thank you for allowing me to tell my story. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon. But before we go, I ask that everyone would please join me in drawing your attention to the video screens for a short video from the Family Partnership.
At the Family Partnership, we envision a community, a Twin Cities, where every child and every family, regardless of income and origins, is able to reach their full potential.
My name is Yuri Harper, and I've been coming to the Family Partnership since October of 2014. JJ was in our local school in the pre-kindergarten program for about a month, and he just was having a lot of issues in the classroom. I'd get calls, which at that point I had received so many calls, like since preschool, suspensions of a 3.5-year-old, which to me is just ludicrous, and really got to the point where the preschool really had to admit there's really nothing that we can do for him.
If you think of it like a puzzle, pieces like good health, good mental health, good education, safe streets, safe neighborhoods. And sometimes some of those pieces are missing.
I was really, felt almost defeated. I was really discouraged about my child's education and his well-being. I was nervous. I cried a lot of the times because I just didn't know how to help him.
They either don't feel enough sensation, so they're seeking out slamming their bodies into the wall, touching everything, rolling around on the floor and being overly physical, or they're registering too much, so even the slightest touch is almost painful and very irritating, and then they're lashing out and hitting and kicking because it hurts them.
And that's where my fear came from. If someone knew that my child needed extra support, then what does that say about me as a mom? What did I do to him? You know, what was done in utero? Which the Family Partnership also helped me with that education. You know, there's nothing that I did or didn't do for him. This is just how we're made, and some people need extra support.
And that's where the Family Partnership comes in. We help people develop the skills and tools to fill in those pieces, but we can't do it alone. We need everyone to come together to fill in those pieces of the puzzle.
James has made tremendous progress. We also spent a lot of time working on impulse control and some of the executive functions that happen in the front of your brain.
I'm a lot more hopeful. I feel a lot better and a lot more hopeful about his experience when he starts kindergarten. I know that I made the right choice with him not going to regular pre-kindergarten and going to preschool here at the Family Partnership. He's improved with his social skills and his ability to communicate his needs and his wants. with controlling his body, just being able to express himself and be a little bit more tolerant.
So we start every session by playing the stop-go game. There's a race car road on my wall, and he drives the car, and then I say stop. And he wants to get to the finish line, but he has to stop, and I can only stop for a few seconds, and then I say go. And so we practice that impulse control of waiting and going before we sit down to doing the fine motor work. And at the beginning, when I was seeing him, it was probably under a minute where we would do some fine motor work, then we'd have to take a break, and then we'd do some fine motor work, and then we'd have to take a break. But now he'll sit the whole session knowing that at the end he's going to get to play a game of his choice on the iPad, but he's able to delay that gratification. He's able to use that impulse control. He's able to, he still gets frustrated, but not as frustrated. We're not throwing things, we're not ripping things. You know, he can use his words to tell me that he's frustrated or to tell me that he doesn't like how it works.
The education that I receive here is tremendous. I feel like the counselors that JJ works with are super supportive. I feel like they're really rooting for James and for myself. They teach me ways to help him. James has some identified sensory issues. The progression that he's made with his sensory goals has been amazing. His therapist really teaches me how to help him at home, you know, outside of the classroom.
And he's really invested in his mom and wanting her to be proud of him, and in his teachers and in Miss Emily. And so it's really sweet. He's thinking about those people while he's trying to control them himself, because he wants them to be proud, to, you know, that he's doing a good job, that he's doing the right thing, and that he's making the right choices. And he really is more and more every day.
JJ really enjoys the family partnership. He talks about all the time about his experience with his therapists, Miss Sandy and Miss Emily. He always talks about what they do in the class or in the rooms with him. He always wants to meet with them, and I think that he really enjoys the extra time and the extra attention, and I think that really helped him flourish. The relationships with his therapist really helped him flourish.
I feel like I get more out of helping clients like Yuri than she will ever know. It's very gratifying to be able to impart my knowledge on her and help her child, and then watch him blossom, which he is, into the best person that he can be, and it's very gratifying for me.
I believe that every child deserves to grow up in a loving family surrounded by a caring community. And we can do this. We are the missing pieces, and we are better together.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the house over here, we have Yuri with us today. Thank you, Yuri, for sharing your story about the impact of early childhood education. As we all know, early childhood education is a vital piece to working towards teaching and inspiring our young generation. Also, thank you, Yuri, for introducing us to James, because he is adorable. Thank you. Hi, my name is Lucia Bell, and 2 years ago, I was at this luncheon for the very first time. I heard powerful stories of change, resiliency, and hope. I'd like to bring you back. Please meet Chris. 2 years ago, at this time, Chris was 2.5 years into her journey of change.
I was looking for love in all the wrong places when I was 15 years old. And I ended up being introduced to a man that was 23 years old, and I was 15. And I was robbed from my innocence and my childhood because I was looking for this love so bad. I wanted to leave this relationship so bad, but I couldn't because I was scared. because I was this child and I was
With
afraid.
this man in my life, it led me into a lifestyle of sex, money, and drugs.
So that was Chris before us 2 years ago. She wanted to share with us her journey and also share with how important the family partnership was in making her change. Chris is a graduate of the Pride program. The cornerstone of the family partnerships offerings are counseling, education, and advocacy. Let's check in with Chris and see what she's doing today.
I'm stronger, I'm wiser, I'm better.
Hey everybody, how y'all doing? This is Chris Akers. Hey, sorry I can't be there with you guys today because I'm working. I'm on my bus. I'm a school bus driver and I'm at work, but I'm on my little break right now. So want to give you guys some of my time and an update of what I'm doing today. The last time I was there with you all, I was doing the luncheon. I was there with Artika, and she was holding my hand because she was walking me through a healing process. And glad I don't have to face you all today physically, but I'm doing it by camera. And just to let you know that I'm good. I'm in a wonderful place. I'm still connected with the family partnership. I'm alumni, so I go back and I give back. I have 4 years clean from all substance abuse. I've got 9 months clean from cigarette smoking, so like I'm pure. Well, after the lunch, after I got hugs from you guys, I was just so overwhelmed. But there was this one lady, she came up to me and she gave me her phone number and she wanted to help me because one of my struggles was getting my GED. So she was really good in math and she wanted to help me, and I didn't call her right away because I just didn't have the nerves or the courage to do it. So when I finally called her and she picked up and we talked and she met me. She came all the way from Wisconsin to meet me, and I was so excited to meet her. And we met and we talked, and wow, she's a wonderful lady. She's still in my life today. She helps me with everything. I told her, I said, you're my mentor, you're my coach, you're my friend. She's everything. She's a wonderful lady, Lucia Bell. Hi, Sia. Wow, I did a leadership program with the family partnership. It taught me how to build some leadership skills to be strong and how to attack tasks and challenges and stuff and not to be afraid, and how there's a process to be heard. So grateful for those tools. I'm incorporating them in my life. Got some goals that I'm going to be achieving. Well, that I'm achieving.
What's the biggest goal right now? You're on a bus, so...
Well, this is my job. I'm a school bus driver. I have kids that I just adore. My AM kids, I just love them to death. They're little kids. They be asking me all kind of questions, so I'm just grateful to be a part of their lives. I want to thank the Family Partnership for helping me and helping me to get my life in order, you know, and all the people that are in my life that are helping me daily, that I'm able to call and they can answer their phone and they can be at my beck and need. So I appreciate that. For that, I'm really grateful. So you guys enjoy y'all lunch and take care and thanks everybody. Bye-bye.
Wow. As you can see, the transformation continues of change, and Chris is doing a great job because of family partnership. She's got strength, she's got her self-esteem, and she's strong. And she faithfully attends her meetings at family partnership, and she gains the strength from the community there as well. I've witnessed great things being done at the family partnership. My journey with Chris started out as a tutor, went to a mentor, and now I call her my friend. And it must be official because we're Facebook friends now. Our motto is, luck happens when hard work meets opportunity. And Chris is meeting opportunity. And great things are happening within Family Partnership. Chris is just one story, and there are many stories like Chris, where the Family Partnership is a major puzzle piece in the journey of change. As we all know, change is hard. But Family Partnership does a great job in supporting change. We welcome and encourage financial support, small or great, and great is always good, because great things are happening here. Thank you. And now, I would like to welcome to the stage Champion Society members, Kathy and Russ Nelson. All right, Nancy. Sorry.
Thank you, Lucia. What a great story of transformation, as all of these stories have been. Yes, this is my partner, Russ, but I get to talk first.
That's new.
He has to be quiet for a few minutes. If you know Russ, that's not easy to do, but he'll do it. And lots of lives have been changed through this organization, certainly Chris's and Denadrian's and JJ's and mine. I've been involved with the Family Partnership, which used to be called Family and Children's Service, for 37 years. I know I hardly look like I'm 40, but I actually have one of my children here today, who I won't embarrass, but he was a preschooler back in 1978 with his sister, who was about a year and a half younger. And I thought I knew how to parent kids. I'd been an elementary school teacher. You'd think I would know what to do. But it was confusing, and it was hard work, and I needed support. And luckily, at the preschool that Matt and Erica were going to, there was a parent educator from Family and Children's Service, and I got to be part of that group. It made a huge difference for me in understanding really child development and good parenting techniques. You know, all those things about logical consequences and positive parenting and how to praise the good, ignore the bad, those kinds of things that have helped us all along the way in our family life, right, honey? Right. Some of them are still useful today as partners, grandparents, and I think I've even seen it transfer to our children who are now amazing parents, and parents of course, the most perfect grandchildren on earth. But that was my first introduction to Family and Children's Service, and I moved on from that. I was involved in a teen pregnancy prevention project with the Junior League of Minneapolis. In the late 80s, the teen pregnancy rates were skyrocketing, and when it was time to transfer this project, which was called the Teen Outreach Program, to a community agency, I had the good fortune of knowing Molly Greenman, who was on the staff of Family and Children's Service, and who was interested in the program because she could see the benefit of preventing teen pregnancy in helping families be healthy. We know the consequences of teen pregnancy can be pretty serious for families in keeping kids locked in poverty. The children of teen parents, unfortunately, have a higher rate of child abuse and neglect, and the parents often drop out of school, so it has a serious impact. Well, Molly and the Family and Children's Service took on the program, and in 1990, they've been doing it for 25 years. And I don't know if you saw the statistic up on the board, but I think it's in your little annual report too. 98% of the kids who are in the Teen Outreach Program do not become pregnant as teens and do finish high school. And it's been very successful, yeah. You know, it was an indicator to me that the Family Partnership, and it still does this, it takes on tough issues, and it is willing to try things that have been shown to work. This program had been evaluated and had been shown to be effective, and the way that it went at it was a little bit different by engaging kids in community service. So helping kids to find support and to also understand their power in the community. And it's been very effective. And in 2007, Hennepin County took it on as part of a federal grant that they received. The Teen Outreach Program reaches about 13,000 kids in the county, and the teen pregnancy rate in Hennepin County has dropped 50% since 2007. It's great. So there are other issues that are important to me in this organization. At one point, I was on the staff. I was the first volunteer coordinator from 1990 to 1994, and Molly was my boss. And I like to say now I'm kind of her boss, but not really. So I've known Molly for a long time. I highly respect her leadership and the organization's leadership on tough issues. And now I'm on the policy committee of the board, and the big issue that has been getting a lot of attention, thanks to the Minnesota Women's Foundation and the work that Jeff Bauer, our Vice President of Public Affairs, has done, the safe sex trafficking. Sex trafficking is in the news, and we're making a difference. And as Molly said, the Minnesota model has been taken to the national level, and we are impacting the lives of many young women and families through this. So your support makes a difference. We do make an impact. We do take on tough issues, and we do create change. And I'm going to let my partner have a few words.
Thank you, Nancy. Well, the family partnership, as you've seen, does take on the really tough issues, but the critical pieces of the puzzle which we need to address. And today, you'll have an opportunity with your gift to make a difference to our community and to the family partnership. In addition to my day job in commercial real estate at NTH, I also become very involved as a board member of Greater MSP and also the Itasca Project. I'm sure you've heard of them, and they work on economic and overall well-being of our region. And working with these organizations has informed my perspective on one of the key issues facing it, and that